Hey guys, what is up? Array Mage here, doing another World of Tanks 360 beta review. Today we're going to do the VK36. Now this tank is one of the more popular tanks at Tier 6. It is pretty much a fan favorite on the 360 forums. In my opinion, it is the best Tier 6 medium. And I might add, it is a medium tank so far in this beta. I look for that to change probably in the release. It will probably become a heavy tank just as it is in the PC more than likely. And you kind of don't blame that. This is a tank that has about 850 health, if my memory recalls correctly. Just for reference, the T1 Heavy, a Tier 5 American heavy tank, it has about 600 health. This thing has 200 more health, and you have great gun selection. Now, of course, it's a Tier 6 medium, and like I said, I look for it to be a Tier 6 heavy by the time the game releases, but this is an outstanding tank. This was a tank that surprised me when I got it. When I got it, I hated it. It was not a good tank. You see it here at stock, and we're going to go through the packages. Very underpowered, 610 horsepower engine. You have the L48. I believe that is the same gun used on the Panzer IV. I could be wrong on that, but that's it's a 75mm gun. You know, it's not bad on the Panzer IV, but and it wouldn't have been bad on this tank if it was a little bit quicker, but God, is this thing just, it's horrible at stock. It's just not very quick. Now, here's where things get interesting. Once you upgrade this tank, you see that it is not horrible. Here you get a 650 horsepower engine, and you get the L58 75mm gun. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that word. Konich, I think. I don't know. I'm horrible with German words. Cut me some slack, guys. You get a new gun, you get a new engine, and you get a new turret. Now, no, maybe it's the same turret. I'm sorry. And you get a new set of tracks, so now your traverse speed is going to be better. And then here, the package afterwards, you get the L70. Now, if you guys seen the review I did for the VK30, you know the L70 isn't a bad gun. I mean, hell, it's pretty good on the Panther. It's not bad. And at this point, you almost have to decide between these two packages, if you get both. You know, do you go with the higher rate of fire, the higher penetration, and the higher damage of the L56 and drop off horsepower and just sacrifice some of that acceleration and speed in favor of the L56? Or do you go ahead and get the engine? Do you get the tracks? Do you just, you know, go for the more upgraded horsepower and sacrifice maybe about a few millimeters of penetration, and you sacrifice roughly 30 damage for the L70? You know, it's up to you. I've seen some guys prefer package 2 over package 3, and I've heard some people argue for package 3, but this option here is generally what I see most people go with on the VK36, and I think it's ideal, but, you know, that's just me. Final upgrade, you get the Maybach HL230, 750 horsepower engine, and you get the L56 88mm gun, the legendary L56. Now, it's a bit of an overrated gun in my opinion, but it's not bad. I mean, look, 220 damage. You cannot argue with that. That is pretty nice. I mean, you know you're going to be putting upwards of over 200 damage 90% of the time when you hit people with this gun. Now, it does kind of suck in penetration. You see there 132mm of penetration. You get a new set of tracks and a new turret. But this tank, like I said, it was a pleasant surprise when I got it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to some gameplay, so there will be a momentary pause, and we will get right back. Alright. Okay, guys, here's the gameplay I was telling you guys about. This is Assault on Sand River. I went ahead and cut about 40 or 50 seconds out of this gameplay just to save a little time. Really, I was just showing Oh, there you go. I don't have to actually explain. If you want, you could have paused right there a few seconds ago, and you could have seen what the matchup was. Pair of M6s, there was a VK30. I think there may have been another VK36 on that team. And I think there may have been maybe 1 or 2 tier 7s in this match. But pretty fair match making here. And this is what you get, when the matchmaking is fair and is not crappy. This tank is, as I said, I believe at least what works for me is I went with the final package with the L56. I just think it's the best option. Now, when you use this tank, you use it very similarly to the way you use the Panzer IV, except you have a nice balance between raw damage, accuracy, and piercing. It's a pretty balanced gun. Like I said, I feel like it's a bit overrated. Most people that I've seen with the Panther, some people early on with the Panther II, they see 88 and they say, gotta get it. I have to use it. In reality, in some cases, L70 or L100 is better. But to each their own. But I just don't think it's all that. Its only downside is the penetration it lacks. I feel like at higher tiers. You use it, as I said, sort of like you would the Panzer IV. You snipe, but you go for a flank. Now, you've seen here in this gameplay when I was coming up, I was coming up to the edge, and I had my teammates off to my left. They were guarding the area. Now, I could have pushed over there, and I could have really overloaded that area. But I know I have played this map so many times. I have played Assault so many times on this map that I know what the enemy team is going to do. There's always at least a few guys that come up right side. So I moved up right side, and I was going for a flank. And what I wanted to get a flank. And it's best when you use this gun to get somebody on their flank. You hit them in their side, that's an easy 200 damage. Now, I came up here to the edge, and I got shot a few times. Now, they did no damage. And this is the thing about this tank. It has nice, thick armor. I took another shot right there and bounced it. And I've taken, I think, 4 or 5 shots at this point. And you see both sides of my tank are pretty weak. The tracks are about ready to give out. Just one lucky shot and I could get tracked here. And I've taken no damage. So I went up there and, I pretty much pushed up there just getting a spot. And I'm holding the back door here. I know my teammates got the left side. They're picking them off one by one. And all I have to do is just hold this back door because this is a big, tough tank. The enemy team knows I got an 88mm gun. And they know I can hurt them. Now, this is not exactly the most ideal spot in the world for the VK36 because it's a German medium, and yes, it is a German medium. I honestly do think it's going to be switched over to a heavy tank when the full version of this game is released. But, as I was just saying, it's a medium tank, and anybody that's ever played a few German mediums will tell you the gun depression's horrible, and that's why I'm backing up. It ain't because I'm scared of this guy, it's because I can't lower my gun barrel. Here I get a nice quick shot. Now you see he took off 200 damage. He's got an 88 too. It's a VK30. Fortunately for me, he is an idiot and he made a dumb mistake and pushed out. You don't do that. You don't do that in a VK30 and I made him pay for it. I can take that hit, but he can't. He's going to lose something when I hit him. Now, as I was saying, I was just holding the back door there, and pretty much that isn't the best spot in the world because of the gun depression. And that is the really only bad, horrible downside to this tank, is the horrible gun depression, which this is the first German medium you run into in the beta that the gun depression leaves a lot to be desired. So when you're fighting in this tank and you're fighting in a 1v1 kind of situation, it's best to always, if your enemy is going to engage you or you're going to engage your enemy, make sure you are lower than they are. See, I was up on that hill, and that guy he was going to get the first shot on me, especially if I wasn't backed up all the way. And sometimes you can misjudge your position. You may think you're backed up enough where they're going to expose themselves, and I'm going to get the first shot on, but that isn't always the case. Here, I got a flank on this M6. Getting a proper aim. There you go, 235 damage right off his side. I'm going to fire another one. Not sure if I hit him. Could have been a miss, but I'm going to fire this third shot, and I know he's tracked. He's not going anywhere. He's practically screwed, and there is a kill. Going to go ahead and jump right on into equipment you can get for this tank, or at least what I recommend. Considering this is a German medium, you are primarily going to snipe. I think it's safe to say camouflage net is a must. You could go with the medium caliber. You could go with the medium caliber gun rammer. I go with it on this tank. It makes reloading a heck of a lot easier. Alright guys, this gameplay is actually coming to an end, so I'm probably going to go ahead and work on another review actually. So in a few days I will have the Panther 2 up. You guys have that to look forward to. Enjoy the beta guys, peace out.